right. How's it going?
Good.
It's going.
My voice
How are
is
you all?
cracked. Like I'm
I know.
13 years old.
It was really alarming. It was alarming.
That was weird.
Is this our Brady Bunch puberty episode?
Oh, I really don't want to do that episode.
Well, you know, they
because-
say when
yeah.
it's time to change, you've got to rearrange.
I've never seen the Brady Bunch. Never.
Really?
Never have I ever. Like
What
not
about
in
what about
syndication.
the movie?
No, never. No,
Never saw the movie?
nothing.
All right.
But you know what? I don't want to. I mean, I've seen like snippets and things, you know, like on, I don't know, the
Hey.
news. But
What, you know, the Brady Bunch, whatever happened? So there's Mike and Carol. Sandra, there's Mike and Carol, the mom
is
and the
that
dad.
the mom and dad? Okay.
The mom and the dad.
Okay.
Whatever happened to their others? Like they had, you know, significant others, had these
Right.
kids initially. Like whatever happened to them? They're never in the show. Like you never hear
They-
from them.
They got Carol Baskin.
I was about to ask, are they fed the tigers?
That
I mean, are
bitch,
they
Carol
gone?
Baskin.
Okay, just checking. I believe it.
That's what happened.
That Mike Brady was a shady dude, man.
Oh, and yeah. I mean, he was probably more like the Ted Bundy, and she was like a Carol Baskin.
Probably.
I think that's what that is.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was just curious.
I can't. I've seen so little of the show. I can't even picture the dad character. But what I'm picturing him as is the Barbie, the Ken I had as a child, which was like a retro 70s Barbie. And he had like painted on swirled hair. That's like in my mind's eye. I'm like, that's Mr. Brady.
Okay. Yeah,
Welcome
Works
to
for
my
me.
world. Yeah.
I think when the show first started, didn't he have like more of a fro? I mean,
Wasn't it like
afro?
a
Perm?
yeah?
His hair was not painted on, is what you're telling me.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Like, it was one
That
of the
was
other. It either started and then it got smaller or smaller and bigger. I don't remember. But anyway,
yeah, I know. That's, whew,
this
we
is
just
not
went
the
off
Brady
on a
Bunch
tangent.
review show.
It's not. It's not. That would be a really, really boring show. Because
I was like,
I've
they
never
did
seen
have
it.
the Hawaii episode with Vincent Price.
Oh,
This is
really?
true.
So, yeah.
I'll
But
watch that one. I'll try to find that somewhere.
we're actually here because the three of us love to be in a studio, but unfortunately, we're all obviously on lockdown. So instead, we are talking to each other via the interwebs. Hopefully, mine will work this week. I think
It's
we're
always
like,
50-50.
it's not even that good of odds. I take 50-50. I think
Yeah.
we're a little less than that. So we'll see what happens this week.
That's
But-
okay. We roll with it, you know.
So Sandra, are you back on the sauce?
I am having, I'm not on the steroids anymore. So I'm having something akin to a vodka tonic.
Akin to it, okay.
Yeah, but I don't have tonic. So I've got my trusty fizzy water. I do have a slice of lemon
Nice.
in there. You
Very
guys
nice.
know I love my citrus.
You do love it.
You do indeed.
God, I love citrus. What do y'all got? Neil's got a
Caleb.
fancy situation.
So you have akin
Oh my-
to a vodka tonic. I have a vodka tonic.
Look at
Wow.
look at him. You got 2 lines in there.
One to squeeze, one just for looks.
Well, a
One to
garden.
squeeze and one to
Garnish.
please.
There you go.
Ew, ew, ew. I don't know why that grossed me out. Like
I don't know. What are you
God.
thinking about?
I don't know, and it just was weird. It sounded like something the Brady dad would say. What is painted
So,
on here?
Which you've never seen.
No,
Right.
but it's my Ken doll, my creepy perverted Ken doll with painted on hair.
It's what her Ken doll would say to her at night before going to
There
bed.
you
Oh my god. And it's even funnier because if anybody in the audience played with Barbies, they will know, like, this Ken, he had the molded hands like this, and he was only jointed at the elbow. So that's even more like to squeeze and to please. For some reason, that's even creepier with that hand.
I'm going to take that, what you just said right there, and make that my ringtone. That's awesome. To squeeze and to please.
With my creepily jointed hands. Oh, can
So
I say
we're
one more
we're
fact?
all-
Can I say one more fact
Yeah, sorry,
about
go
my
ahead.
about that Ken doll?
Yeah.
That same Ken doll. He was so old. He was like third hand by the time I got him. His legs wouldn't bend, and he also couldn't bend at the waist. So he always had to stand up. And I remember when they would I would plan like a beach party and they'd be like, let's all hop in the car and go to the beach. He'd be like, I'll just meet you guys there because he couldn't get in the car. So he had to
I like how you worked his not being able to move into the whole scenario.
I was a very accommodating child.
It's like a whole backstory, I'm sure. Old
and he
war
just hops
wound.
to the beach behind the car.
I think Sandra of today would have made an ambulatory, vehicle for him, something to help get him to the beach. So
yeah, I would.
You would have. You wouldn't have stood for that back then.
No, but he would have because he didn't have a choice.
He would have. You didn't have a choice.
Behind.
Sorry, Neil, you were gonna.
So that's our show. Thanks for watching the Ken Doll Show.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch and Barbies. it's all about bees.
I'm sorry, Neil. Everybody wants to know what's in your drink because it's pretty.
That's fine. I am doing. We're all doing vodka. I'm doing vodka tonight because it's hot. So vodka.
So hot.
I started with one that I got in Maui actually. That was a flavored vodka. It was like pineapple and orange and mango all together. And then I put it in with some. What did I put it in with? Some kind of juice, a fruit, like a sparkly citrus juice.
Apple juice.
Not apple. It was more of a citrus. But thanks for playing.
V8.
So
is it a V8?
it is a V8. Anyway, and it's in a Hell Fest.
Hellfest. All right.
Hellfest.
Oh, that
so
was
thank you, Lionsgate, for my vessel of vodka.
I know. You kept that.
Hell yeah.
That's actually a cool glass.
Free glassware, baby.
I know.
Love it.
Well, and then hey, real quick. So
yes.
before we toast, let's toast our producer Scott because his birthday was a few days ago.
Monday.
He turned
Yes,
a big
was.
3-5.
Yeah.
So Scott, happy birthday to you. Here's to Scott.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Scott. Love you.
Scott, what are you drinking? Jack and Coke.
Scott is drinking a Jack and Coke?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't hear. Can I hear him in my ear?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just remembered that.
She just knew. Okay. I'm like, I can't hear Scott. I can't do the show.
The voice of God has left me.
I know. I need Scott in my ear.
You become spoiled.
I'm so spoiled.
He holds
Spoiled
my hand.
Child.
Oh Lord. All right. So what have you guys been up to? It's been another week. We literally haven't really talked to each other at all the whole week for the most part.
Not a lot. We didn't even really text a lot, did we? A little bit, but
not as much as usual.
Yeah.
I've been having really bad migraines. I've not been doing well. So I've been kind of out of commission for a few hours here and there. So I didn't really text you guys a whole lot because I was just kind of curled up in the dark with my cat.
I'm sorry.
I know you're a migraine sufferer as well.
I am. I hate them.
Yeah. Because we are
bad.
twins.
We're twins.
Yeah,
so I should blame you
migraines.
for this. Okay.
I blame you for this. But other than that, I watched The Howling.
Right. I hope.
I read a sci-fi book for genre junkies. I was doing a little research project for an upcoming episode of Spooky Slumber Party.
Okay.
Sky's birthday was Star Wars Day. I'm trying to think. I feel like I watched something else and I can't remember what it was. It'll come to me. How about you guys?
I know, Caleb, what you do? You been watching anything? Anything at all?
Well, I heard Stallone announce that they're doing a Demolition Man 2, so
Really?
I went and rewatched the original last night, which I really hadn't seen in a long time. But
yeah, I love Stallone. That's
Does
awesome.
it hold up?
it's still fun. You
It's
gotta
fun.
love Wesley Snipes with the blonde hair and
Yes.
Dennis Leary doing that whole 90s rant thing that he did where I just want to smoke cigarettes and walk down the street while rubbing jello over my body and
It was like he was in the room.
I don't remember that movie very well. I have to watch it again.
you probably wouldn't like it, but
I've seen it before though.
Yeah,
What?
we should watch it before the sequel comes out. I remembered what I watched,
Oh,
and I
okay.
did text Neil. The Platform. I watched The Platform.
Oh, I watched that too.
Oh, okay. We
I
have to
forgot
talk about
to
it.
tell you.
And I did not include Caleb in recommending to watch it because just like Scott, I don't think it's fitting into your wheelhouse right now during this time period.
But it's also on
And-
Shudder, which Caleb doesn't have.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even then, like, I would still be like, "Oh, Caleb, no, it's a Netflix. It's a Netflix original, fool."
Oh, is it Netflix? Sorry.
Yeah,
You're right. Never
yeah.
mind.
But
Okay.
it's I know that I don't think it would serve you right now. Just like I
Okay.
watched it without Scott because it is a really fucked up, depraved movie,
Okay.
which I loved. So of
You know-
course I had to text my twinsy and be like, "Watch this fucked up movie all by yourself."
Which is exactly what I did. And you know what? I'm starting to get a little concerned for myself because I wanted it to be more screwed up. Like
Oh,
I
it's
was
pretty fucked up,
expecting,
Neil.
you know, I don't know. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it should have been. I guess, you know what I mean? I felt like I don't know, like the ending. They just kind of
I'm a little concerned for
I
you.
know, that's what I'm saying. I'm concerned for myself now. Maybe I'm like starting to get desensitized or something. I don't know. But I mean,
I
there
think
was some-
all of us fans are a little desensitized. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, the worst part for me, it was just like the old dude with the maggots on him when the guy was trying to eat him, had to eat him. You
Oh
know?
my God! Don't spoil it.
Well, you know, that doesn't spoil it. That sets the
true. We
tone
don't-
of the movie that I
that's
didn't think
true.
was
That's
gross
true.
enough that I wanted
Yeah.
more of it.
There's some pretty gross stuff and some questionable, like, moral, existential questions are posed.
Yeah.
But I do think everybody should be forced to watch it in quarantine right now because I'm sadistic.
Okay.
I do because I think everybody would come out the other side a little bit more of like a giving, nicer, considerate person.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
great premise. I love the premise.
It's a great premise.
Yeah, it was fascinating. Kind of a
But
whole
you
class
wanted it to be-
system.
Yeah, and sharing. It's about sharing, but it's pretty fucked up, Neil.
No, it is, and but it's also very, very topical for right now because of,
So topical.
I mean, you know, Caleb, a quick little thing basically is these people are brought into this like 300 sub-level prison, I guess you kind of call it, even though you can elect to go in there on your own if you want to for some reason.
It's something that like the government basically made as like an experimental, like they have some acronym for it.
Yeah.
Management system or something weird. Societal
Yeah.
management system.
Okay.
And it's like this big old concrete, you know, I guess you call it a cell, but it's probably like a 30 by 30 square
Yeah.
thing, and there's a big open hole in the middle of it, and basically you have two people per floor, and a what do you call like a
platform.
platform?
Hence the
Thank you. Yeah, moves down and it stops for a little period of time, and it has all the food on it. So if you're on the high level, you get all the great food, and at the low level, you get
The
like
lower
nothing.
down it gets. Okay.
Yeah,
You get
and so
nothing.
it's all about there's enough food for everyone if people would just ration or, you know, be human beings about it,
Mhm.
i.e. toilet paper, tissues,
We're looking at you, hoarders.
disinfectant, scrub, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's
Right.
very
Right.
topical in that
Hand
regard.
sanitizer.
Right. And kind
Like,
of
you don't
like
have to buy it all, just buy what you need, and that's it.
right,
Right.
and care about the other people and
Right.
you know, like what would be the purpose of this experiment? It just, like I said, a lot of existential questions. It's a Spanish language film too.
Okay.
It's incredibly well acted, like, oh my God. But it's real fucked up, y'all.
You know, I've heard several people that say that they couldn't finish it.
Yes, it is.
You know,
It's
yeah,
like
but-
it's like trending on Netflix, but like a lot of people are having a hard time getting through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
that
gross,
just makes me
too.
want to watch it now. So.
I know. Well, I mean, maybe we'll watch it like together so you won't feel alone.
Yeah.
There
We'll
you
see
go.
how I feel.
You are not alone.
Yeah. I like Lewis says After a lot of Fulci, we've become desensitized. So it's probably a good
It's
point.
true.
Liz.
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
mean,
a
I
good
think we
point.
all are a bit. Yeah, we
But-
all are a bit.
You know, good point, my friend. So hey, so speaking of things that I watched a certain video.
Anybody want a pizza slice? Anybody want some pizza? Oh, anybody want a pizza slice? Anybody want some pizza? Oh, anybody want a pizza
Is everyone
slice?
hearing this?
Anybody want some pizza? Oh, anybody want a pizza slice? Anybody want some pizza? Oh.
Is everyone hearing this?
So I don't know if you guys have seen the pizza video, but Caleb actually found that a couple weeks ago, and so Scott and I planned a fast one on the two of you. So
Could the audience hear that?
yes,
And see it.
Oh God. So we talk about being desensitized.
exactly. This was too good to share, not to share. So
that was my internet fire week.
Yes.
Oh my God. I was triggered. That was not fair to just spring that on people.
Good job, Scott.
I will
Uh-oh.
randomly just like play that for my kids. So
God,
This
now
guy
it's
actually-
stuck in my
this
head
guy-
again.
No, but he lives in Oakland.
oh
He's actually
really?
like a local guy. And
Oh,
if you go to
wow.
his Facebook page, and I forgot to look. Damn, I forgot his name now. Maybe Scott can look real quick, possibly. But he actually lives in Oakland. He's from like Arizona or something. But his Facebook page is just full of all kinds of weird, experimental art type things like this.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does a lot of different stuff. But this is probably one of the
It's
more
hella
weirder
cool.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah, he's hella cool. We need to
But-
go
Made me
ambush
just want
him.
pizza.
I know.
I want a pizza slice.
Pizza
I mean,
Hut or somebody is gonna-
not any of those slices.
None of
but-
those? No?
Only on the Colt Show will you get the pizza slice, man.
I bet Pizza Hut's gonna like pay him. Like they would like offer him so much money to be like, please, can we use that?
Oh man, seriously.
That's
Now
hella, like,
available from
Pizza Hut
Grubhub.
Exactly.
I know.
I know
You
we're all
should be like a
going through a tough
DoorDash or
time.
Grubhub spokesman or something.
Yeah.
And you get like a lottery for the cod piece one. And that's like you win special prize.
A lot of people would want that one.
They
A
probably
lot
would.
of people would want that one.
Yeah, there's probably a few people out there like that's the one I want.
They'd pay top dollar for that.
Have you guys seen about the murder hornets?
The
The
murder hornets.
hornets. God.
Freaking nuts. Murder hornets? Jesus.
I love bees. I love them so much. I have like a bee tattoo. Bees.
Yeah,
I
bees
can't-
are
It's
great.
in my elbow crease. I love bees. And these murder hornets,
Murder
they're killing
bees.
the bees. And we need the
Yeah.
bees. We need the bees desperately.
We badly need the bees.
Fucking murder hornets, man. They're
I mean,
like
who-
something. Oh, go ahead.
I was to say, have you seen how big they are? I mean, they're
They
like,
get up to
they're
2 inches
huge,
long.
yeah.
I know. There's pictures of people holding them and like, I mean, they're dead probably, I'm guessing at that point, but they're like,
Probably.
I mean, you can make out every little feature, every little thing. I mean, they're gigantic.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
like, to
man.
me, they look like something out of the Hunger Games.
You know,
Like
you,
the
you know,
weird. Yeah.
you know what it is?
What?
It's the mist.
Or
They're like
the
from
mist.
the mist.
Hunger Games or the mist.
Yes, that's what it's
Only
like.
the mist, they'd be a little bigger.
I know, but that's how big I think they are. It's
Yeah.
like they're gigantic. So
Yeah, I mean, they may as well be because they're fucking huge.
I mean, we got the plague, we got the locust now. So it's like, what's the next one?
I think
Jesus.
it's is it the boils? Is it the boils?
Boils was one. Frogs was one.
The boils like on my butt?
Anywhere.
No, okay.
They're not just limited.
the
to
Nile, the Nile River turned to blood.
Turn
Yeah.
to blood, yeah.
The Russian River will turn to blood.
Death of the firstborn.
Oh, that would be my sister.
That was the
so,
final one, but
I love frogs, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Oh my God. You know who would hate that is Emma.
Emma's not a fan, huh?
Emma's afraid of frogs.
I know, that's crazy.
It's like the one thing in life we don't agree on because I'm like fucking obsessed with frogs and she's definitely afraid of frogs.
It's kind of funny though.
It's a little funny. It's a little funny.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to pick one up, but if I see one, I'll be like, "Hey kids, look, a frog. Go play."
I literally will go miles out of my way to see, touch, or kiss a frog.
Hey,
I
so
love them.
can Scott ribbit really well? Does Scott have a good?
Are you
ribbit?
suggesting I married a frog?
I'm wondering. I don't know what I'm suggesting. I'm not suggesting anything.
Okay. That's good.
Scott does say that the guy's name is Josh.
Josh. Okay.
The artist. Sorry, the pizza man.
The frog,
Josh.
the pizza man.
Emcole. Anyway, Mecole. Thank you.
Mecole. The pizza
So,
man.
We put his at on that video, so go back and watch it, and his Twitter and all that crap, whatever's on there. So
You guys, that was a
Pizza slice. Anybody want some pizza?
that was a good prank.
good job,
They
Scott.
pranked us.
Perfect.
Caleb, they pulled it off. They kind of rickrolled us with the pizza man.
They did rickroll us, didn't they?
You're welcome.
We're gonna have to come up with something.
We're gonna have to come up with
We're gonna
something.
get him back. I don't
Oh
know
my
how,
God.
but I'm going to.
Exactly. You won't know when, you won't know where, but you'll know why.
But you'll get us.
I don't know why it's so goddamn hot and I'm melting, and it's unfortunate. I'm sorry. This will be my last episode of the Cult Show
Oh Jesus.
because I will now be a liquid form.
Oh, okay. Not because you don't. We can just hold the mic up to your pool of Sandra.
Of goo. Put me in this
Goo.
glass.
That's right. So Sandra, what's the topic for today?
We have a couple of topics for today.
Lead us in.
Okay, so first topic of the day is book reports.
Book reports.
We are following up from our shame. Caleb, shame?
Shame.
Shame? You're good at the shame bell.
Oh, I thought you were just shaming me personally.
No, because you're my other Game of Thrones person. Shame?
You watched it too.
Shame? You watch Game of Thrones, Neil?
Yeah.
You watched all of it?
Yes.
Yes.
I made a deal with Jen because Jen wasn't watching The Walking Dead. So we swapped. Like, I'll watch this if you watch that kind of thing.
Okay. And you did not like Game of Thrones?
I thought it was okay. I mean, it's just not my thing. The fantasy and the all that kind of stuff isn't my genre I'm comfortable in.
You know
That's
what?
all.
That actually is a good segue to introduce our second topic, which is our unpopular opinions. Because I would say Game of Thrones.
Oh
is
yeah, that's a
either
good one. I
you-
should write that down.
Yeah, because Game of Thrones is either a love it or a hate it. And I think there's not very many people who think Game of Thrones was just okay. So that's an interesting unpopular opinion, Neil.
Okay.
Yeah. But to start off with, we have book reports where we followed up and we watched one of the movies we were ashamed that we've never seen,
Right.
voted on by us in the audience. And now we're going to talk about them.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Dun, da, 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 da.
Who's going to go first?
You, Sandra. I want you. You're going to be the best. So I want to be.
Then I
able to-
should go last.
I don't know. I want to. You
I'm
got that
teasing.
line. I need to know how much I got to step it up.
You're too kind. Caleb's really good at this too. No.
I think you probably put more work into this than I did, but
So I'll kick it off.
okay.
So I watched The Howling,
Uh-oh.
which I'd never seen before, which was shameful because it's a horror classic. It's a Dee Wallace classic, and I like Dee Wallace. And it is a werewolf movie, and I adore werewolves. And it was just one of those things. I don't know why I've never seen it. And it was just it spiraled out of control. So I did watch it the other night. I had to rent it on Amazon, but it was not very expensive. And I thought it was great. I thought it was really, really fun. I thought Dee Wallace was amazing in it, as
Yeah.
always. I thought that the practical werewolf makeup was really cool. It wasn't quite, Rick Baker, American Werewolf
Right.
in London level, which is like my favorite. But it was cool, and it added something a little different to kind of the werewolf mythos. They're more of like shapeshifters. Every man in this movie was like a trash bag human being, but that was except for Bill, her husband, who then becomes a trash bag human being when he becomes a werewolf. Because and it's kind of, I mean, I interpreted that as like, no, he's just another horrible man. Because when his like animalistic side is unleashed, it's like his, you know, he's like the rest of them.
Yeah.
I got a lot of vibes for me between this movie and the recent Invisible Man remake, the Elizabeth Moss one, which I really liked that movie too, because it was the same kind of thing where a woman is like telling you, this happened to me, I have evidence, and everybody still doesn't believe her.
Well, the only problem with this one is that everyone, it's just because they are the werewolves. they can't.
No. I think at the end, when she, you know, goes on the news and like does it.
Oh, well, okay.
And everybody's
you mean
watching
afterwards.
Yeah, and everyone's watching
okay.
in the bar,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, whatever, and they think it's like fake. And
the things they'll do in the news these days. Yeah.
Right. And it was the same kind of vibes of like, you know, kind of this, you know, it's kind of cliche to say this, but in this like Me Too era where the lady's up there being like, hey, this happened to me, here's the evidence, I've got my receipts, and everybody still doesn't believe her. She turned into kind of a puppy Ewok werewolf, which was a nice touch.
She did.
Yeah, it was a little Endorian. But I liked the whole setup too, with her being this kind of like kick-ass news lady who was trying to catch this, you know, slasher guy. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a cool like premise. I felt it was like, for 1981, it felt really like kind of progressive.
Okay.
Yeah. So The Howling, I approve.
Yeah. Caleb, you saw it somewhat recently, right?
Yes. Yeah. I watched it when we did our Dick Miller tribute.
Oh, cool.
And I still absolutely just love how he goes from being like werewolf expert to just trying to sell some books and like 0 second splats. But
he's like the fucking best part of the movie. He's so funny, and I want to work at his bookstore because that's like so like my jam. That's like totally my jam. I was all about that. Yeah, it was he added a nice little comedic humor break in there, as did Slim Pickens.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Mr. Pickens before. No, I didn't. And everybody that came on the screen, I kept saying, "Is that Slim Pickens? Are you Slim Pickens?" And Scott like Googled him, and he's like, "Not Slim Pickens. You'll know."
Yeah. Slim Pickens looks like Slim Pickens, but
it looks like his name on his driver's license is Slim Pickens.
Didn't you recognize his voice though?
Yes, I did recognize his voice, and then I was like, okay, yeah.
Like, didn't he do a lot of voices for like Disney or something?
He did, yeah.
Did he? Wow.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, I definitely recognize his voice, but I just never knew who he was. Now I do.
Pretty cool.
I honor your memory, Mr. Pickens.
Mr. Pickens.
Yeah.
Mr. What was he? The evil or the bad werewolf sheriff or whatever the hell he was?
He was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
you know, for me that movie, it's kind of funny because I think it has probably like the absolute longest werewolf transformation scene ever in a movie.
So long.
So with Robert Picardo transforming in front of I can't remember the gal's name now, but the D. Wallace's friend, workmate.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, you know, keeps going and going, and you're like, dude, you could have run out.
You could have been out of the room and down the block.
And of course, that's what we were saying. And then I was like, you know what? I think she said shock.
You could say that.
That's absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I like how like when she's like going through the files and then the hand just reaches down and like grabs it.
Oh, I know. Like
the werewolf was just like standing up there the whole time, you know, and just like
bitch,
I'll
these
take
are
that.
Private. Those are my medical records.
But once I do like it's just there's a difference for sure between like say what Rob Bottin did with this and then you go to Rick Baker at American Werewolf in London. There's they clearly learned something from this happening first. You know what I mean?
It's a very bubbly transformation.
There's lots of
Very
bladders.
bubbly.
Lots of
Yeah.
bladders with air pumping in them. There's no question. Yeah.
But
But-
I could buy that as like muscle and bone reforming. I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it was
Oh no,
cool.
it's
I thought it was
great.
totally
But
cool.
but I think they were able to take that Landis and Rick Baker and say, how are we gonna speed it along, make it a little more effective,
and make it look
know.
incredibly painful.
right? He's kind of like you in American World. He's so hot. He's like rips all his clothes off before he has to
Yeah.
transform.
Yeah,
So
yeah, makes
But-
sense.
It's pretty funny. That's a thing because I was watching Underworld the other day, and every time before a Lycan would transform, they would always rip their shirt off or take their
Yeah.
jacket off first.
They're like, it's too goddamn hot. their blood temperature spikes.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I mean, it's like, couldn't you just transform and have it shred or something and look cool? But
Oh, that reminds me too. Some of the transformation was really like Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk vibes too.
definitely
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
the whole chest thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, who wants to go next?
I don't know. Caleb, you want to go?
I guess it's me. I guess it's my
Do it.
turn. So my homework was watching Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, and
All right.
I have to say,
Uh-oh.
like I wasn't
nervous.
no, don't be nervous. I wasn't ashamed for not seeing it until after seeing it.
No.
Like I have no shame for not seeing any movie on my list. But now that I've seen Psycho, this movie it's fucking brilliant. It really is.
All right.
It's
So
a
yeah,
cinematic masterpiece.
I absolutely loved it. So.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I know. That's great to hear.
I
Now,
bet
like-
you were all scared.
Oh my god, because it's like, because like I love Hitchcock so much, and I was worried he wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, so I borrowed the collection from work,
Nice.
and so now I
yes.
get to watch a whole bunch more Alfred Hitchcock, which
Cool.
I'm very excited about. So
That's awesome.
Definitely watch Shadow of a Doubt because it was filmed in Santa Rosa.
Filmed
It's
here,
just
and-
super
I've seen
old.
that before.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
okay.
seen Shadow of a Doubt.
It's
before.
fun. It's fun to watch it though. 'Cause it's all
It's a
Santa
good
Rosa
movie.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I
Um,
mean, this movie, I feel like it kind of like almost reinvented the horror genre, in a way.
Mhm. Could see that.
Where before things were like supernatural or, just kind of fake, and this kind of like brought it into like the real world. Like this
Absolutely.
could easily happen, anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it just, of course, I mean, he's a master at just reeling you in and sidetracking you with things, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Just doing some homework on it. Like people have done just thesis papers on this movie, and I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Like what
I mean,
he
the
did in
shower
this movie.
scene was so controversial and so iconic, and of
Mhm.
course, it
Shocking.
just like and Janet Leigh, she could never take a shower after that. Like people, like I think she was a little traumatized, and like she got weird, letters and phone calls from perverts and stuff, and a lot of people have a phobia of showering alone, and I think that movie didn't help.
Right. Well, and that's the other thing is like going into it, I knew what the story already was. I knew the ending. I know who the killer is. I knew the music, and even knowing all of that, seeing it all put together in a final, it is a treat.
It's a treat.
Yeah.
Anthony Perkins, that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's another movie that everyone practically all the men in it are all assholes, kind of like The Howling, and then you see Anthony Hopkins, this sweet, innocent looking, little boy, and
Yeah. Well, and that for our lead heroine too. I mean, she dies, and she's not exactly innocent. She's not
Nope.
like this
Right.
naive little ingenue or anything. Like she got some problems.
Well, I mean,
also,
she was having
who doesn't?
marital sex. She stole
An
the
affair.
money. And...
Mhm.
No, neither one was married.
Well, it was like her
wasn't an
boss,
affair.
though.
No.
Wasn't her boss? Am I
Uh-uh.
making shit up?
Yeah.
My high? Am I,
I think
still high?
I think you need to watch it again.
Am I still high? Am I high right now? Oh no, her boss. Yeah, her boss like pursues her.
But yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's what's so
Yeah.
cool about it because she's embezzling, right? She's taking money,
Yes.
Totes.
and then she takes that money and goes off, gets out and goes off
To go
gets
find
out of
her
town.
boyfriend who, has been complaining about not having any money, but he lives far away.
Right.
So
okay.
they only see each other on business trips when he flies to Phoenix.
Got it.
Phoenix. That's right. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
where are they again?
Yeah.
I also I love Mother. I love everything about Mother.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a joke. I always tell my mom when I'm mad at her that I'm going to put her in the fruit cellar. I'm like, put you down there in that fruit cellar, Mother. And of course, you got to love at the end when they psychoanalyze him in the most 60s way possible while smoking, being like, he actually has become Mother. And it just like people were like clutching their pearls. I mean, because like you said, there weren't movies like that.
No.
Where somebody was like this really like twisted, psychologically damaged individual.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
course,
cool. I remember talking to my grandmother one time, and if she were alive now, she'd probably, I'm not sure, maybe be in her mid 90s. So she was around for the whole Psycho thing, and I remember talking to her about that she went and saw it in the theater, and when she, and of course, same thing, couldn't take a shower for days after, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing, how it scared them so much because, like I said, all these things that had never existed before.
Yeah.
Like what you thought was your lead, your lead in the
Is
movie, the
gone.
heroine,
Yeah.
was not only was she killed. I mean, she was killed early, but at the same time, she wasn't like Sandra said, she wasn't a goody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So on
brutally
top of that,
murdered for the time.
and
too.
brutal, absolutely. Even though, and it's what's so
Bloody.
cool about it. You don't actually see anything other than just a knife and then the blood, the chocolate syrup draining down the
right. Some black and white blood.
So
Yeah.
but I mean, it was so effective and very, for the time, a big shock to those people.
And of course, based off of Ed Gein.
Yes.
who I have to reference in every episode.
Your lover.
And, and kind of for like the same reasons that I like this movie is kind of the same reasons I'm like fascinated with Ed Gein, is because like it was so shocking to people because like everybody just thought, oh, everything's fine, we're all just good and neighborly here. And it's like, that's of course a lie. I mean, bad things have always happened and existed. And it kind of like shattered people's worlds that it's like, yeah, somebody could be living in your neighborhood who is a twisted psychopath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the other, it's somebody in your own community who anyway. And I agree. This and Peeping Tom, I think, were really
seriously, right? Yeah.
In like changing that horror thing. Yeah. Peeping
Yeah.
Tom, good movie.
I actually got to, believe it or not, at a Fangoria convention, I got to meet Anthony Perkins. He was there one time. So, and I wish it was before cell phones and all that crap. So I don't have a picture. I have a picture of him when he was he talked first and he came down afterwards and was like signing or whatever. Got to actually,
hella cool.
It is really cool, but it's like, oh man, I wish we had. There's cameras. I don't know why I didn't get a picture. My dad, I think I took my dad with me that year. I was probably like 12 or 13.
Oh.
But, and even then, though, I don't think the weight of who that was I was meeting, I don't think, you know what I mean, fully affected me until, a couple years later, probably.
And I'm a huge fan of his son, Oz Perkins, horror director.
Oh.
He's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, he makes great films.
Sweet. Good for him.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame that Anthony Perkins got pigeonholed into that
horribly
role.
Typecast. Yeah. Because I've seen
he was
some
incredibly
movies.
Talented.
Yes, I've seen a lot of his work when he was younger. Like one of my favorite Gary Cooper movies, Friendly Persuasion.
Yep.
He's in that. It's a great film. Yeah. God, I have so many layers. My favorite Gary Cooper film. It's so deep. Go on.
So people are taking shots now, Sandra, every time you mention Ed. So it's become a drinking game now.
Yes, just take a drink, whatever you have.
Take a drink. So yeah, we're gonna kill our audience. But
No, well, that's why they should probably not drink alcohol when they do it. Just take a drink of
Right.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. At least you'll be hydrated. You'll be
Drink
hydrated.
some
and
cranberry
drunk.
juice. At least you guys can kill your UTIs, so you're okay.
Do a crayon. Drink a crayon.
Oh,
Drink
how,
a
about vodka,
crayon.
how about a vodka cranberry and you can do both?
Yeah, there's
We're-
no rules here.
We're trying not. Anyway, to kill him. All right. Good job, Caleb. I'm really glad you liked it.
Cheers,
So,
Caleb. I'm so proud
yeah.
of you. I never
So
doubted
good.
you, but I was nervous. But I love you.
She's like, I'll have to cut
I
you
love
off.
you too. I know, right? I can only imagine.
All right. So my film, of course, was This is Spinal Tap. So I got to do a comedy film because there weren't any big horror films that I could think of that I hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, that
but-
embarrassed you. Shame.
That embarrassed me, at least. Yeah. So This is Spinal Tap. I definitely had seen pieces of it before, so I don't know if I'd actually ever seen it or if I just you go through life and you see things, but
You see some shit. Yeah, go
you
on.
see some shit in your life. But
Yeah.
So no, I enjoyed it. It was a good time, fun film for sure.
Christopher Guest.
Again, I knew obviously the premise of it and everything going on, but the whole mockumentary thing was great. Carl Reiner, that's his dad. Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner,
did a great job. He was really funny. I thought it was the director of the film, and obviously, of course, our three guys, Nigel, David, and Derek, were wonderful.
So funny.
But it's just it was a great film. I love the music, of course. I mean the music, especially the song. I wrote it down. The song "Big Bottom." I don't know if you guys remember that one, but it's basically singing about a woman's behind, with classic lyrics like "the bigger the pushing, the sweeter." I'm sorry, the bigger the pushing, the sweeter the pushing. That's not how it goes. I wrote that wrong, probably.
Pushing?
No, I don't think it was that. Oh well, who cares?
Oh my god, that's so funny. The classic lyric that I got.
Classic lyrics that I screwed up. But then the better one. This is me trying to write really quick when I'm watching the movie. The better one was, "My baby fits me like a flesh tuxedo. I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo." Big bottom, big bottom. I love her each weekday, my velvety cheek day. You know what I mean. Big bottom, big bottom. Talk about mud flaps. My girl's got them. So,
Oh my god. Oh my god. Did you watch it at your fam or anything, or just by yourself?
Jennifer was on the couch with me. She was reading a
Okay.
book while I was watching it, but
Yeah.
So anyway, so I mean, of course, and you've got a ton of little walk-ons, little cameos. You had Ed Begley Jr., who played the original drummer,
Yeah.
which was hysterical that all the drummers keep dying of
Yes,
really weird
oh my
accidents. Ed Begley Jr. died of a gardening accident.
Yes.
Another
love him.
another
God,
drummer
he's so
choked.
funny.
He choked on someone else's vomit, which is pretty funny.
It's a
Yeah.
thing.
Another one just exploded on stage in green flame for no reason.
Probably my favorite. Yeah.
So, and then you have Billy Crystal, Bruno Kirby, Fran Drescher. Here's the thing for horror fans: if you from the '80s, if you remember Brink Stevens, she was one of the scream queens in the '80s, and she actually was Harry Shearer's girlfriend in one of the scenes, which was pretty cool. So just to
funny.
kind of see a random '80s scream queen pop up.
You're like, I
Who's
know
actually-
her.
You know Brink?
What was she in?
She was in what's her biggest stuff? She was in Slumber Party Massacre, the first one. She was the girl that got it in the locker room right after the telephone worker in the van.
Yeah.
That's probably one of her biggest things. She was in Sorority Babes and the Slime Bowl-orama. So classic films, classic quality films.
So you liked it. You're happy.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. I'm glad that I finally took the time to sit down and watch it, and now can officially say, that
You're part of it.
that I am Spinal Tap approved. So
Yes, you are Spinal Tap approved.
Nice.
Good
Yeah.
job on your homework, everyone. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of
Do I get an
applause.
A, teacher? Do I get an
I think we all got A's.
Okay, good.
No.
A pluses even.
I'm worried because this online learning thing's hard.
You're doing really well. You're adapting.
Okay,
I
good.
don't like this study at home thing.
I know. I like the classroom feel that we usually have.
All right, what's next, Sandra?
Oh, what's
This
next?
is your thing. You kind of I think spurred this one on.
Yes, it did. I wanted to do some unpopular opinions because, as I said when we were talking about it, sometimes I just want to take a grenade and throw it into a room and watch people scatter and panic and be upset. It's amazing how
So you're a troll.
sometimes I'm a little I'm so nice and like just chill all the time that I every once in a while I need a little troll outlet. I just need to troll a little. And
That's your reset. That's your reset button.
I think she's an anarchist.
I am also that. and like in
many facets to Sandra.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
She's got layers like an ogre.
So many layers. But yeah, so I thought it would be fun to do some unpopular opinions, which generally are like things that you dislike that other people like. But I have some on my list that are things that I like that people like don't like too. And there could be so many. Like there's so many for books, there's TV, I just did movies. But yeah, unpopular opinions.
All right, so hit us with one.
Yeah, hit.
You have a list, so
I do. Don't we all have a list?
I have some, yeah.
You fellas have a list. You didn't write yours down. Caleb didn't do his homework.
No, I do. I just
you did part of the assignment.
It was very like
mine is
after watching
messy.
After watching Psycho, like
yeah, nothing mattered anymore. So my first one, I have 7, but some of them are kind of quick. This one will come as no surprise if you've watched the Cult Show or you know me, and that is that I do not like rom-coms.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
I can count on like one hand like the number of rom-coms I like. I strongly dislike them. I don't find them usually funny. I find them horribly predictable. Sometimes also stupidly misogynistic. I don't like them. I do not like them. Don't make me watch one. We won't be friends anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like them.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I like The Birdcage.
That's a good one. Good film.
I love that movie. Yeah. I like Wedding Crashers. Is that a rom-com?
I don't know. I never saw Wedding Crashers.
what?
Whatever.
Neil, it's hella funny.
Okay,
I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it. Yeah. I don't know that there'd be like Hangover without Wedding Crashers first, you know? It's just
that's true.
It's like just a rated R comedy that has
a little romance.
There's romance.
Yeah, there's a romance in there. It's a couple.
Yeah. A couple romances, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I did like Runaway Bride. Saw that in the theater. I remember seeing that.
Really? Okay.
I never saw that.
I thought it was. I like Julia Roberts. But that's her only romantic comedy. I can remember being like, that was a fun film.
I liked that romantic comedy she was in, Sleeping with the Enemy. So, that was a romantic comedy, right?
Yeah.
That was. That was a hysterical movie.
She was known for rom-com. Yeah. So that's my first one.
Okay.
The whole genre is her first one. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck that. Fuck rom-coms. If you like rom-coms, fuck you. No, I'm not that angry about it.
So no Pretty Woman, no Sleepless in Seattle.
I remember liking Pretty Woman okay when I saw it, but that's again Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. But it's not like, it's not like I'd seek it out and like be like, oh, I want to watch it again. Like once was fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about what's the movie Sleepless in Seattle is based on?
Oh, the Shop Around the Corner.
There's
or
that
that's our
one,
You've Got
but-
Mail shop.
No,
around
that's
the
You've
corner
Got Mail.
connection.
But
Yeah.
what was it? What was that called? Anybody? Bueller?
No.
Bueller?
No.
I know you're talking about Caleb, but I don't recall the name. I never saw it.
Were
No.
they?
No, it's a rom-com. No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
All
Someone
right,
else.
Caleb,
Go.
you got anything on the list? You have anything?
The first thing I wrote was Twilight.
Okay.
Well, that's not really an unpopular opinion because Twilight was. You weren't exactly the target demographic.
I mean, but Gross says that no, it was very fucking popular.
Yeah, but that's
You know, it made a whole bunch of money.
You were not who they were aiming to please with Twilight, sir.
But again, a popular movie.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I mean, one could argue that, you know, romantic comedies weren't aimed at you.
They are, though, because I'm a female. I'm a white female.
But they don't know
Cisgendered.
you. So, you know, like
No, I'm totally what they're trying
you
for.
do not fit into, you know, you're an individual. You're not a group.
Dude. I mean, really.
Okay, fine. If you want to go that route, fine. I have one that I could come up with. Blade Runner.
The original?
Yeah.
You don't like it.
I do not like Blade Runner.
It's like producer Scott, one of his favorite movies, so he's going to shut down the feed right now.
Well, here's the good thing.
That's
on my
his
list
problem.
also.
Really?
Like,
Y'all are great.
Caleb, I didn't know that you didn't like it.
No, we did not talk.
Yeah, it's like me.
We did not talk. But the first thing that popped into my head when we were given this assignment was Blade Runner.
Wow.
I rewatched it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. It all blends
Still
together.
didn't like it. Yeah.
I do not like that movie. Visually, it's very cool, but the story to me is boring and stupid and doesn't fucking make any sense, and it's just a lame movie. There, I said it. Fight me.
That's the spirit we want.
Yes.
In the unpopular opinions. That's very shocking. I like Blade Runner quite a bit. I'm not it's not like on list of my favorite movies. But wow, that's yeah, you like sci-fi too. Yeah.
And I love the book.
You love the book. I was gonna say
I've read it. I've read it a couple times. You know,
Yeah.
I've read quite a few of his books actually. But
yeah. And you were like, "Fuck this adaptation." Harrison, who?
No, I mean, I think I was able to set it aside and say, like, okay, they're just trying to tell their story, you know, which is obviously a lot different. But
yeah,
it's just I've never been able to like. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was going to the JC. It was an English class. We had to read the book there, and then we got to watch the movie in class. And I was just looking around, and you could tell that there were the people that were like, "This is amazing." People that are also looking around going, I don't get it.
And you're like making eye contact, like, right. Yeah. And Neil, same,
yeah, it's on my list. I've tried watching it several times, and every time I just like, I mean, I literally once fell asleep in the theater trying to watch it. Like, we had the reissue at the Lakeside Theater, you know, and so I ran it through and I fell asleep. Right. It's just like, Jesus,
No.
I don't know. I can't watch that movie. I don't care. I watched the new one that came out a year or two ago. And actually, I like that way more.
I like that a lot. I enjoyed it a lot, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Like, you know, because normally the reboot of the franchise, people are like, now.
Right.
And you guys are like, but yeah.
But I was like, yeah.
That's a yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want that to count as your turn this one, Neil?
I don't care. It's up to you guys. I mean, it's
no, then hit us with another one.
I got more shocking ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Top Gun. Fuck Top Gun.
You don't like Top Gun?
I do not like Top Gun.
Yeah. No, I've known that about. I knew that was going to be on your list.
I love Top Gun.
But that doesn't mean Neil has to.
I know, but we're twins, so it's always shocking when we have like a really like different, like really different movie opinion like that.
Yeah.
Do you not like Maverick? You don't like his attitude? You don't.
You know, I saw it one time when it came out back in '86, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I can't act like I remember everything about it, but I just remember I thought it was just an over hyped, over glorified Bruckheimer, Don Simpson, just a piece of spam. Like, it was just,
That's
it's
hella
just,
funny.
I don't know. It did seem like such a fake movie. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
but I mean, I don't know.
I love this. You're saying like fake movie spam. I'm getting like Catcher in the Rye vibes right now. Like,
there you go.
Right,
so much.
phonies.
There's
yeah, the
phony
phonies.
movies.
Just start calling me Holden. We'll all be good. So,
I love it. Oh my god, I can't believe you don't like Top Gun.
yeah.
I'm so shocked. I'm so offended.
Neil is not a
Kidding.
big word. Like sometimes he'll surprise you and he'll be like, "Oh, Con Air is a great movie," and I'll be like, "Ugh, okay, there's a movie I don't like, Con Air."
I fucking love Con Air.
I love Con Air though. I do love Con Air.
Yes, twinsies, we're
Yeah,
back.
okay,
And we're back.
there. That's
And we're
fine.
back.
That led me into that. So I don't like Con Air. So he likes Con Air, but he doesn't like Top Gun.
So he
But
doesn't
Con Air
like
is fun. Con Air is made for
yeah,
fun.
Con Air is hella fun, and it's supposed to be fun. So it's
And
not just all airplane movies you don't like.
No, I love Airplane.
Fuck
too.
aviation. Fuck the Wright brothers.
Exactly. No, screw all that lift and thrust and all that shit. We don't need it.
Physics.
No, like that line, "Put the bunny back in the box," just made me want to throw up, and I don't know.
God,
I did not like that movie at all.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I watched it. Like that was when I kind of forced on Scott that because I was like, "Oh, I fucking love this movie," and he had never seen it, and he's like, "Huh." And Steve Buscemi is one of my favorite actors, and I love him in that movie. So
yeah, he's just the way they introduce you to him with that music that plays.
It's so
and he's
over
all
the
like wrapped
top.
up and got the thing on. It's so good.
Yeah, he's got a full lector going on. It's just so over the top.
It's very 90s. That's what it feels like.
Oh, it's so 90s. And and Cage has that hair.
Yep.
Those
And you got John
tendrils.
Cusack though. I mean, who is just phoning it in, just doing it for the money,
just getting some money.
But,
yeah.
But still, I don't know. It's just a fun
And you
film.
got Johnny Malk, Cyrus the Virus. He's on another plane in that movie. Yeah. Literally another plane. So a movie that I hate that probably is not going to come as any surprise, but I get a lot of repercussion from it is Dirty Dancing. I fucking hate that movie. I think it's so stupid.
I don't like it either.
It was forced on me at many a sleepover, and I would always just zip myself into my sleeping bag and be like, "Good night, bitches. I am not watching fucking Dirty Dancing. I hate it. Ugh, hate it. Makes my skin crawl."
Wow.
And it's no offense, Patrick Swayze, but no.
So it's all Jennifer Grey.
It's both of them in that. It's everybody and it's everything. But
I think it's Jerry Orbach. That's who gets your offense. Her father, baby's father.
Jerry Orbach's one of Scott's favorite actors.
Can people hear that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Scott just came in our ears and said that Jerry Orbach is a fucking saint because he loves him.
Hey, but he's perfectly good actor. He's a great actor. His character. I'm saying
they're all good actors. I don't know why they made that stupid movie, and I don't know why it is a beloved cult classic for people. I don't get it.
Yeah, I like it because of the nostalgia factor. I mean, typically it wouldn't be my kind of film, but the music, it was a huge, it's 80s nostalgia for me now, quite honestly.
Ugh.
So,
does anybody else got one? Got another one? I got more.
Me too. Caleb?
Yeah.
Titanic.
That's on my list too. What the hell?
Hated that movie.
Caleb's taking all my. Yeah, we're in the same. We're
Hated
simpatico.
That is okay. So that was in my prime Leo DiCaprio fan years. I still love Leo, but that's when they were like pushing him really hard on girls my age. He was like in all of our magazines, like you love Leo DiCaprio, and I did love Leo. So it worked. But going back now, I have no desire to ever watch that movie again. I think he and Kate Winslet are brilliant actors. No desire to ever see it again. No.
They're both fantastic actors.
No,
Yeah, and
absolutely,
they're both-
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's like none of this is. I think any of the actors' fault. Any of the movies I've named are not the actors' fault. I don't, it's
Except for maybe Con Air.
the
You
writing.
seemed a
It's
little-
this.
You seemed a little mad about Con Air.
Well, I may have just had Nicolas Cage fatigue at that point, but
I'm just poking a little fun. Okay, so we're all kind of like fuck Titanic.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
something
and, and I'll
what?
I'll double up and give a little F-bomb to Celine Dion on top of that. So
What about the penny whistle?
well, yeah, I mean all of it.
All of it. Yeah.
I
Especially
think it should all
fuck
be
the penny
burned.
whistle.
It should all be burned.
One thing that I learned that I thought was cool, and again, this isn't, we just said we like the actors, but there was, at the time that movie came out, there was one lady left who was alive on the Titanic, and I don't remember her name, and Kate and Leo paid for her nursing home stay for the rest of her life.
That's cool.
They're both
Nice.
really like
That's very
philanthropic
nice.
people, so it's not shocking, but I was
Right.
like, oh, that's like extra
Yeah.
cool.
That
Yeah,
is.
and I know there's people who are like, they still love that movie, or they just like, they're kind of obsessed with the Titanic in general.
Yep.
No.
It was just such a back in 90. What was that? 93, 90.
Oh, I think that's a
No,
little.
98.
Oh, was
I
that
want
way?
to say
Okay.
98.
It was
yeah.
just
98, I
like
think.
such a thing, like, I mean, it was the biggest movie of all time for
Oh, yeah, no,
a
it was
minute,
James Cameron and I don't always see.
I
eye to
saw
eye.
it late.
Yeah.
I saw it
Yeah.
probably like in its, 10th week of release, which for me at the time was very, very late.
Oh my god,
you
because
know.
you guys were working in the theaters then too. So like, how many
Yeah.
times, Neil, did
But
you
it
have
was
to hear
still
that fucking penny whistle?
sold out in number 2 at the airport, which at the time had like 500 seats. Neil was working there,
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
like
I had to hear that song.
10 weeks later, it was still selling out. It was just insane.
I remember too.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be one of those funny things where it shows our age gap a little bit. But I think I was maybe in middle school when that came out, and so it played at like every dance, and it was like nobody like even wanted to dance during it because it was so long. It was like you're like stuck doing like the 7th grade sway for like 14 minutes.
Yeah, seriously.
The 7th grade sway.
I'm having a fun time. Like, I'm crossing things off my list right now. I'm going to use that segue because I said, I don't think this is an unpopular opinion because I think a lot of people don't always see eye to eye with James Cameron.
Mhm.
And I have Avatar on my list.
Oh yeah, that's
No.
yeah. I would agree.
Just no. I mean, I thought that the creatures were cool. I mean, they look cool, but and I'm sure I'd like the ride at Disney World because I like the look of the creatures. But it was, it was like everybody said, it's Dances with Wolves with blue people. It was a tired storyline. The movie it felt like it was 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And I didn't connect to any of the characters. I had no emotional connection with them. I don't know why. Yeah, no, Avatar.
Yeah,
Canceled.
for me it was I'm gonna say for the 3D because the 3D was really good, and for the effects
Yeah.
of that, that's what I
Sure.
went to watch it for, and that's what I liked it for. But for story, character development, everything else, it was just
It was such an afterthought.
blow your nose with it. Wouldn't need it.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god, blow your nose. It felt like an afterthought, right? It felt like, well, I need a vessel. Should this thing I want to do.
Right.
Blue people. Blue people.
blue people put
And I
Sigourney Weaver
remember-
in it, make some bunch of different looking creatures all with computers, and call it good.
And like I love well, obviously I'm a huge environmentalist and I love that message, but it felt so like fake. It felt so phoned in. And I remember Scott and I were watching it, and when the bad guys have those fucking kick-ass mech suits they're wearing, we were actually like, can we root for them? Because they look a lot cooler. Sorry about it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I really liked Stephen Lang in that movie. He was
Who's
the main bad guy, not the.
Oh, yeah, he's just chewing that scenery, that faux
Yeah.
scenery.
Yeah,
God bless
I
him.
liked him.
God bless him. All right, can I throw you a couple good ones?
Yes.
Please.
The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, Neil, no.
Yes, I dislike that movie.
Twinsy, no.
Wait, but you like the Johnny Depp version?
No. I'm just saying.
okay. Just the way you said the original.
Oh, that would have been the best fucking troll bomb to throw at people.
I should have.
Oh my god.
But Johnny Depp done knocked it out of the park.
I love the hair. Love the hair.
Yes. No, yeah, that Willy Wonka film. I've seen it several times. I just I don't know why. I just like wish all those kids would just blow it up into the big fan blades, and I think I worry about Willy Wonka and what his intentions are with those kids. So I mean,
Fair.
it's
a fair question.
I don't know. I just
Wow.
yeah.
Twins.
I like it.
Why do the
Me
grandpa
too.
and the kid share the bed? I mean, that's just kind of weird. So
No, he doesn't share a bed with
No,
grandpa.
the
All
kid doesn't.
No?
grandparents share
Oh,
a
okay.
bed.
No, it's just the two sets of grandparents that share the bed.
Which is weird.
I knew something was weird about it.
There's a lot of wonderful memes now about Grandpa Joe and how like he was like this lazy good for nothing that he did nothing for the family, and it's like, ooh, free trip to like a
He
chocolate
like jumps
factory.
up and does a jig and
But oh my god, I adore that movie. That movie is like my childhood. I'm a huge
Wow.
Gene Wilder fan too.
I love Gene Wilder. I really do.
Yeah.
But
I like that movie. I just recently watched it with my daughter. She loved it. We have this playlist that we're continually adding to, and she wanted the song Pure Imagination added to it. So
Yes. Oh,
You know.
it's beautiful.
yeah, see that song. I don't just the songs.
No. And the Oompa Loompas, what do you think would come of that? I don't
Yeah,
like the look of it, says Neil.
Yeah,
Oh
little
my
orange
God.
folks. So I don't know.
He
Yeah, it just never spoke to me.
He saved them from the Wayne Doodle, sir. Oh, that's a good one. Caleb, do you have one?
no.
That's okay. So I'm gonna just go back
maybe.
to my list. Oh,
I got one more big one on here. So go
Oh,
ahead.
I-
Go ahead, Sandra.
I wrote down the Blair Witch, but I don't know that anyone likes that movies. Oh, maybe they do.
oh, that is an unpopular
I
opinion,
can't
sir.
stand that movie. I mean,
Wow.
for what it did, that whole found footage genre or whatever, but it never did anything for me.
Never did anything. I love
Anything.
the Blair Witch. Fucking love that shit. And Scott, that was a horror movie I didn't have to introduce him to. Producer Scott, he already
Right.
seen that and loved it. Yeah, I love the Blair Witch. How dare you?
Yeah. When that came out is when Caleb, when I was in LA at the time,
Okay.
working for those producer guys, and they had one of them had a tape of it. I think it was a VHS tape actually.
Okay.
So I think I don't know if it had come out in the theaters yet. I don't remember, but it was all the big news at that point though that this
Right.
it really happened.
Because
This
they
is
were
real
selling
found
it as
footage.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he let me borrow it and we're watching and getting all excited, for it. And then of course you find out after that it was all just
Yeah, I think
a made movie, but
the day of or the day before it was released, it was like, no, this isn't actually real.
right.
Like Lionsgate
Yeah.
actually, it may have been Artisan at the time. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but
And that was like when the internet, like home internet, was kind of like just really budgeting. And so a lot of people totally fell for it. Totally. And like they
Yeah.
had the documentary they showed on like Fox. It was like simulcast on like Fox and the History Channel and stuff. Like you could never pull off that dupe today. But
No, yeah.
but I'm just saying,
wow.
like all
Yeah, I
of
love
that,
it.
and then watching the final product
Yeah.
was just a huge letdown.
That's a really good unpopular opinion to have because a lot of people that's like one of their favorite horror movies of all time. Yeah.
Cool.
Not Caleb though.
All right, Sandra.
No.
Okay. So this one is my Kubrick rant, which
Here
you
we
guys,
go.
everyone's kind of heard it. I know if you watch the show that I think Kubrick is a bit overrated. I don't hate everything he's done, but I find his movies self-indulgent and masturbatory. I find him a bit overhyped. I of course I like the Shining movie. It is no book at all, and I love the book, so I'm with Steven on that side. Clockwork Orange is another one of my favorite books that I like the movie. Like, I like the costumes and I like some of the artistic choices, but another one where he totally changed it, and Anthony Burgess, who wrote it, actually, like, he famously said, I found the quote today too, he wishes he hadn't, well, he's passed now, he wished he hadn't wrote the book because he hated the movie so much.
Wow.
Because he felt like in his book that it's about free will, and about how, like, there's a lot of violence and stuff in the book, but it's like it's making a point about anti-violence. And then in the movie, he felt like it was just this pornographic love letter to violence. And Kubrick also made it more about, like, the system, and it just wasn't his vision at all for the book. Yeah, and oh my god, I hated that fucking movie. I can't remember the name of it. The one, I think he wrote it, or was, I don't remember if he wrote or directed it. The one with the little boy who's a robot. Is it AI? Is that the name of it?
AI?
Oh, then he died and Steven Spielberg directed
Oh my
it or
god,
something?
yes. And all
Yeah.
he does is like, mommy, the whole movie. Oh my god. I think my favorite of his movies is probably Eyes Wide Shut, just because it's so fucking weird. That's also based on a book, which he probably also ruined. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kubrick.
I don't know. I think I kind of fall in the middle line on that, because definitely the fanboys who think everything he touches is brilliant.
Yeah.
And there's people like you. I think I'm probably more in the middle, where
There are certain things I like, yeah, and then
Yeah.
others that I just don't.
And I know
And-
Wanda, Emma, Kelly, The Shining is like life to them.
Right.
And I love that they love it. But for me, it just is like, yeah, it's I like it. I like his movie. It's not my Shining.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It has its place, I think. That movie has its place. I think he's able to take everything he seems to touch, somehow he's able to make a grand scale. Whether
Yes.
it's self-indulgent or whatever, so be it.
Yeah.
But he is able to put a vision behind it. I mean, 2001, say what you want about it. I mean, it's a very grand, large
One of producer
picture.
Scott's favorite movies.
There you go.
Never seen it.
How is that not on your list? You
That-
put Dazed
that
and
should probably-
Confused above 2001?
Mm-hmm.
I do actually. I like.
Yes,
I like
yes, I do.
2001. Yeah,
Okay.
I like 2001.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah,
okay.
Kubrick. Go ahead. Neil.
Kubrick.
Unless-
Okay, you ready?
Caleb,
This one's
interject
gonna
if you
drive-
have another one. Just
This one's
interrupt
gonna drive
us, Caleb,
Sandra
if you have one.
crazy.
No.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, we like driving Sandra crazy.
I noticed.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
John Carpenter's They Live. I'm not a fan.
You've mentioned that before, though.
You have mentioned that before.
I have mentioned it, but so I wanted to, I guess make it official. But I have again, I've watched that movie many, many, many times, including when it first came out in the theaters. And I just, I thought then that it was just meh. And even now I watch it and I think it's even worse now because it doesn't hold up very well. So, but
It doesn't hold up.
no, I
Are
think
you
it's,
high?
I think it's just,
What?
it's like, I don't know, it's clumsy. I feel like it's a clumsy movie.
Clumsy move. You're making my eye twitch, Neil. You're like making my eye twitch. Oh my god! It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
It's not a horror movie though.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's a sci-fi horror
It's
action
not.
movie.
There's no horror in it at all.
Yes, it is horrifying.
The only horror in is the acting. That's the only horror in that movie. So
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, Rowdy Roddy Piper, my favorite wrestler of all time. My favorite
I know he is.
wrestler
I know.
of all time. And it's a brilliant message about consumerism
I know.
and capitalism and greed, and oh my, it's a beautiful message to movie, sir. You know what, Neil? You know what, Neil? I feel
But-
like I've joked about this. We joked about this. I feel like you don't like John Carpenter.
You know what? I think maybe there's a little bit, the way you treat Kubrick is maybe how I feel a little bit about John Carpenter. That I think just because he touches it, just because he touches it doesn't make it a masterpiece. Like some people feel about Kubrick.
No, of course.
So that's all. That's maybe what I'm saying. And I mean,
agree.
I just.
I don't love every John Carpenter movie. Okay,
but
I
yeah,
just
this
love
one I don't know.
most
I feel I mean, I've even watched it like somewhat recently. Like I always go back to it and try and watch it again. You know what I mean? Just to see. But I just think it's I don't know.
Oh my god! This movie is like so much of like my ness, like my personality and my tastes, like rolled into a movie. It is hard for me to not feel personally offended that you do not like it.
It's like any movie that has a message behind it, Sandra has to champion it. That's what it is.
That is not true.
Anti-consumerism is like, oh, I like that movie. So
okay, that's not true. Not any movie with a message. There's plenty of movies with a message that I find horrible or too self-indulgent. But Keith David is also one of my favorite actors, and he's in this movie. I've told Scott a few times, I might be, somebody can challenge me out there in the internet, I might be Keith David's biggest fan. I fucking love that man. And he does the voice of my favorite Disney character ever, which is Dr. Facilier in The Princess and the Frog. That is my favorite Disney character ever of all time. And that is my alarm. Every single morning, Keith David wakes me up with his voice.
Okay.
I love him. Like, it's real.
That's awesome.
I might be his
Seriously,
biggest
that's
fan.
awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? He's in They Live. And so is Meg Foster.
I'm aware.
And so is other people that I love.
He's in other movies also.
I know he's been in a lot of things.
I am mad.
He has a long storied career.
He has a long storied, beautiful career.
Didn't he do the voice of Spawn in that HBO animated?
I believe he did. Which I like Spawn too.
All right.
Wow, Neil, you are so misguided, sir. You are so misguided.
You're right. I only like good
opinion.
movies. So
yeah, but this opinion is like,
I know that's why I'm bringing it up. It's an unpopular opinion. Hence, you made me do it,
which is part of our show.
I know that's you guys. This is fun. I'm having fun here.
I know.
Having fun. Speaking of fun,
she's not talking to me for a week once we're done. I know it.
Did you hear something? I thought I heard something.
Oh, you're getting the silent treatment.
No,
just don't make me pass messages between you two.
I guess it's another one of those like where it almost confounds me like that you wouldn't like it because we have a lot of like our similar opinions.
I've tried. I really have. I've tried.
So here's one for me. And we've kind of touched on this too because Caleb and I love Star Wars. Neil, not the biggest Star Wars fan ever. Which is okay. I keep telling myself I'm in therapy about this. It's okay. It's okay that my twinsie doesn't love Star Wars. But I feel like, I mean, I've said this before, even bad Star Wars is good Star Wars because it's Star Wars. And Indiana Jones. And people, I think they forget that it's supposed to be fun. Because like a lot of the later Star Wars movies, they don't like. And the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, a lot of people didn't like for Indiana Jones. And I like that movie. And I love Indiana Jones. I love all the movies. I love the TV show. And so it floors me when people like don't like, these reboots. That's kind of, it's a weird way for me to describe this unpopular opinion. But it's like, these movies are fun. They're supposed to be fun. And we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark the other night. And it's, the shit coming out of the Ark is so fucking cheesy. And the fire going up into the sky, it's so cheesy. It's so pulpy. And it's supposed to be. And then people, clutched their fucking pearls and flipped their wigs over Crystal Skull. And it's like, yeah, it's cheesy. It's supposed to be. It's pulp adventure. Like, sit down, Karen.
Right. How do you respond to that?
I will say,
I too did not mind Crystal Skull.
Good.
I've had a few fights with it. I did not like Shia swinging on the ropes doing the Tarzan yell. That bothered me a little bit, but
I'm with you. The parts, basically anytime they CGI'd an animal, it was a little questionable. But especially the monkeys, we could have cut that. And the close-up of the Greys, the aliens. We could have. And it's not because of anything except for I don't think the final product looked very good. And they should have just been like, you know what? This doesn't look good. Let's go ahead and cut this or rework it or something. But they just stuck to their guns so hard that they're like, nah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people bring up the refrigerator scene, like surviving the
scene.
And they're saying like, oh my gosh, that was so fake. But I mean, they forget that he survived falling out of an airplane with an inflatable raft.
He had a cushion when he landed. He had air in there.
He hung on to a submarine that went underwater for how long in radio?
Yeah.
Did it go underwater?
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
Like, I mean, why are you tripping on the refrigerator?
Oh my god, Caleb. Cheers. I love you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Because that is...
We don't know if he couldn't hold his breath for a real long time. We don't know.
This wasn't a great show.
There was air landing in the snow. I mean, he could have caught a perfect updraft as he landed.
Get out of here. Okay, then fine. Then he could have put his hands and feet on the side of the refrigerator and pressed up really hard and been fine.
He's Indiana Jones.
That's all I'm saying.
He survived Kali Ma.
You can't nitpick one without nitpicking the other. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you. Yes, on period. Yes.
I don't know. I don't think 65-year-old Indiana Jones could hang on as hard as that to not go squish.
Irrelevant. You can't nitpick one without nitpicking the other.
Oh my god, Caleb, that's our new thing. Irrelevant. And like a twirl of the finger. Because I agree. And not to mention, one of my favorite parts about Crystal Skull is that Marion was back. Because Marion is one of my childhood heroes. Just fucking badass. And it was like, thank you so much for giving us Marion again. Which is fucking awesome.
Karen Allen. I love Karen Allen.
I love her so much. Yeah. Neil, you're being oddly silent about Indiana Jones.
Oh, I love Indiana Jones. So
do you?
Yeah. No,
but you didn't like number 4 though.
I love 1 and 2, love them. And then part 3 is okay. It's fun, but I definitely thought it was a step down. And then part 4,
my comfort film, the first movie I saw in theaters, you thought was okay.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the first two,
let me just write that down for the record.
I know. I didn't say I hate it, but I just said that the first 2 to me are on a whole different plane than part 3. That's all. And then part 4, I thought was, I don't know. I really wanted to like part 4. Believe me, I was really excited for it when it came out. So it just didn't
to like it.
It just didn't quite, it just didn't do it for me. But
okay,
that's all.
Okay.
So that was your movie that you liked that people don't like. Is that what we're doing now?
Me, that was basically it was kind of like what we just kind of ranted about, that people want to nitpick when it's not the nostalgia movie. It's, and it's like, again, irrelevant because you can't have, the refrigerator's lame if you don't think, being underwater on a submarine for a while seems improbable.
Yeah. And actually I had no problem with the refrigerator. I'll be quite honest. For me, it was
that just seems to be the thing that people throw out the most.
No, I hear it.
I was the refrigerator.
My suspension can disbelieve that. But it was further along. I think I don't want to get into it, but I think it was more like the Shia and the CG ants and whatever
the ants
story.
Were a little rough. Yeah.
Again,
overall, a lot of the animals that they decided to make, it was a rough product. Yeah. Okay, somebody else. Caleb, I have 2 more.
Caleb and I bet, probably share in one that we like that no one else does. You think you can guess it, Caleb?
The Postman.
No, one that you and I both like.
Damn it!
Wait, hold hold on.
No, you
Isn't
love
that-
The Postman, right? Everybody
on.
loves that one.
Wait, time out. Don't you really like The Postman, Caleb?
I do.
That's an unpopular opinion because I think that
It
movie
is, but
universally
we're doing
panned.
Neil, we're doing Neil right
That's
now.
just another. You got to talk. You got to talk about it though. Resume.
All right. I don't know. Neil. What do we both like that no one else likes? Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Yes.
Good job. Howard the Duck, baby.
I think last time I saw that movie, I was probably about 10. And I don't think I liked it. No, but I love him.
Yeah,
I love
a lot of
his
people
cameo.
didn't.
I love his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy, though.
That wasn't Howard the Duck.
A little
that
different Howard the Duck.
That
but
wasn't
yeah.
my Howard the Duck.
That wasn't our Howard the Duck. Exactly.
That Howard the Duck is canceled. That was not my Howard the Duck.
Yep.
What is it about it that you like? I'm just curious because I remember not liking it as a child.
Well, this is Neil's movie, so I can start. But
Yeah, it's just it's a fun duck out of water story, of a I don't know. I think it was I always thought it was a fun film. I always liked Jeffrey Jones, and you get to see him, get all crazy and whatever he was, space alien-y. Right. And of course, Leah Thompson, growing up at that time, like Caleb and I, the age where we probably love Leah Thompson.
we did.
And then Howard, it's just, it was, I don't know, it's just fun.
A very young Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins, yeah. I think it, it's just, I think it appealed to young men our age, probably young boys that, for the adventure.
What is it that people hate about it?
That it's not a good movie.
It's just it's a bad story. It's not a good movie. It's a talking duck.
With like real people, and then like he's clearly, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
it's just one of those movies that has become so universally people just hate it and hate on it that it gets to the point almost where I'm like, wait, why are we all mad about it again? Like, can somebody remind me? Because I don't remember. I just remember that I didn't like it as a kid, but I don't think it was meant for me. So it's okay.
Well, and didn't we went to your house one time and watched it, right? Didn't we? With Jen
Probably.
And nobody liked it, just you and I. Didn't everyone end up going away and it was just you and I watched?
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Away from the TV.
Yes, we did. You're right.
Oh, that's hella funny.
That's right.
Okay, so now I've never seen The Postman, so please talk to me about it because I know that's another one where people universally hate it, but I don't.
Yeah,
know why.
I really think I'm the only person that liked that movie.
What's it about?
It's. Whoa.
Oh, whoa!
Hello.
Kitchen's really nice and clean.
Not cordless. Oh, God, I'm sorry you saw that.
No, it's actually it looked good. But I don't know anything about the
post-apocalyptic world.
Like
everything is kind of shit. Kevin Costner is just this guy who goes around with his mule doing Shakespeare for meals, basically. And
like reciting Shakespeare.
Yes, but his mule plays a part, and he does like I think it's King Lear, and or maybe it's Henry the whatever fifth, fourth, whatever the Shakespeare one is.
Henry the Eighth.
Eventually, he puts on a postman outfit.
Yeah.
He starts delivering mail. He starts a whole revolution against the antagonist.
He brings back the mail system.
And in essence brings back the United States of America.
Did
USA.
they pay for the movie? Like, is it like
USA?
No, like
Or the US Postal Service.
Did the Postal Service? Is it like Postal Service propaganda?
I don't think
Did
so.
they need people to enlist at the time, and so they're like, let's make this movie?
And
like Top Gun.
That's why they're now going bankrupt.
Right? They're like, we need a Postman sequel.
This movie.
All I remember is it's really long, and I had
It
to
is very
screen
long.
it on Christmas morning. Like I got off work and then I had to run it to make sure the print was okay. And I didn't get off of work till like 3 a.m. or something. That would have been Christmas morning at that point, kind of thing. And I'm like, that movie sucked, and I had to sit here all night and watch it.
It's personal.
So,
it's personal.
And I like Kevin Costner at that point, so
Me
it
too.
wasn't that. It was just I thought it was a.
I like Kevin Costner a lot. Yeah. So, oh my God, I feel like we need to watch it because I've never seen it.
You won't like it. Nobody does.
What if I do? I love Shakespeare, and I like getting mail. I feel like I'm an ideal.
Then you might like this movie.
Oh, and I love
you and I might like. You may
Neil
no
too.
longer be
them.
twinsies with Neil and start being my twin. Probably not, but
cut the cord. They'll cut the cord. You know what? At some point, I really do mean it. I have to watch it because it's one of those. It's like this and Waterworld, and I've seen Waterworld, but like where people were like doubting Kevin Costner's sanity for a time. I just remember how much people hated this movie when it came out, and I never saw it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, we gotta watch it.
There are very few movies that Kevin Costner's done that I disliked. I mean, have you seen Mr. Brooks?
I did not see Mr. Brooks.
Where he plays a serial killer?
No, I have not seen that.
That's a good movie.
I'd like it. Yeah.
You should check that out.
I love
Field
of Dreams.
They're going all the way back to like the early 80s, like No Way Out, Gene Hackman. And Sean Young is a very good movie too.
Oh, I've never seen that. Never even heard of it. That sounds like fun.
And then, of course, there's my favorite Western of all time,
Silverado.
Never seen that one. Nope.
You got some catching up to do, Lucy.
You've got some Kevin Costner catching up to do. There you go.
All right. Neil, do you want to interject?
No, I think I'm
we're
pretty
going
used
over
up.
Time a little bit, but I've got like two. I've got like two more.
All right, push them out, and then we'll.
Okay, bear with us, people.
I'm on overtime now.
This one will be quick because I don't think. Oh, I'm on overtime. Because one, I really liked Jared Leto's Joker. I thought it was really good in Suicide Squad. I love the Joker. It's my favorite. He's my favorite fictional character of all time, and I'm really open to people portraying him in book and TV and movie however they want. I accept them, and I think people were really harsh on Jared Leto's Joker. Unfairly harsh. I know you guys weren't going to have much of an opinion on that one, so that was going to be quick. This one, you will have an opinion on, Neil, and I'm surprised that you didn't bring it up.
Okay.
Because this is something we have in common. We are not huge fans of Michael Myers. And also, by extension, I'm not a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I like them. Everybody knows I like Sackhead Jason a lot. But I feel like I'm supposed to as a horror fan, I'm supposed to be obsessed with Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, and I'm just not. I like them. It's not a love connection.
Right.
And we have talked about this, and I'm surprised you didn't bring it up because you actually have stronger
I was
feelings.
already picking on They Live. Wasn't going to pick on Halloween also. I really send people in a freaking tizzy. So, but
people really might start thinking you hate John Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah, even worse in the comments.
Neil's trying to kill John Carpenter.
But you know what? I'm never gonna pick on a Dean Cundy film. Let's just say that. So, but
That's okay.
I mean, I think I've made it. Yeah, of all the '80s killers, slashers, whomever, Michael Myers is my least favorite, no question.
Yeah.
So
we've said that before. We're in agreement there. So
yeah,
it's okay. This is a safe space.
I hope. Yeah, but
same thing with Jason for me though. I'm not obsessed with Jason. I'm not.
I mean, he's probably my number two. I would after Freddy, I would say Jason is my number two, and I watched all those movies a number of times, for sure.
Freddy's up here, and everybody else is here. It's all about Freddy.
Yeah, that might be for me as well,
and some are even way down here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, you got now Scott's on the comments saying I hate Halloween, so trying to cause trouble. So
I love it.
I don't hate Halloween. I appreciate it for what it was and what it did. Don't listen to Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I think his Jack and Coke's gone to his head now. He's just typing like a monkey. Doesn't know what's coming out.
was just mad. But yeah, it's just not going to be a love connection with Michael. It's just not.
Yeah, no,
I appreciate.
it's just-
I like him in the first movie, and I really liked the reboot of the series with Jamie Lee Curtis. I really liked that. Kind of a controversial opinion. This is a little mixed.
I liked
but,
it too. I thought it was fun. So.
But the movies in between, except for of course not counting
Part 3.
Howling 3 because he's not even in that. They're just there for me. They're just
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, yeah, 4, 5, 6 especially. No question about that.
They're
Yep.
just there.
They're just there. They're just movies. Especially part 6. That one's horrid. But anyway.
Yeah, that's probably the worst.
Cool.
Is
that it then?
Fun. Yeah, that's
you
it.
exhausted?
We made it. Yeah, I'm like mad. I'm full of my rage.
Nothing else on your list? That was everything?
No, I crossed it all out as we went.
Yeah.
We made it.
So don't
It's like
forget,
we
you
made it.
guys, go and order yourself some pizza from the pizza man.
He'll come to your house and deliver it.
Pizza slice. Anybody want some pizza? Oh, anybody want a pizza slice? Anybody want some pizza? Oh.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
What
That
are we
was
doing
a
next
lot.
week? What's next week? Do we know?
It's a surprise.
God,
Surprise. Okay, cool.
this is a lot
Then
of fun.
We'll announce it at some point on the old social media.
Yep.
Please like
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Subscribe
Yes, Scott. Yes,
to everything.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you
Bye.
soon.
And goodbye.
Bye. Lewis, Laura, Mindy, Michael, Enoch. He will, yes.